Welcome to the Indie Music Room, a conversation with independent artists about writing, recording, performing, and promoting their original music. And now here's your host, Heather Kelly.
Hey everybody, thank you for joining me again. We are in the month of April. It's yours truly, Heather Kelly with the Indie Music Room. And I'm very excited to introduce to you today a band all the way from London called Gain Altitude. I have been in touch with these guys for a while now. They've been patient with me during my little thing with the surgery foot stent, but here we are today. It took a little bit. Thank you for your patience. We are here, and I can't wait for you guys to meet them because their music is amazing. So why don't you all introduce us? Let's go from Giovanni on.
Yeah, okay. I'm the lead singer and main guitarist of the band. And we have been playing together now for 3 years. So since just before pandemic.
Yes.
And before they introduced themselves, basically the band started just in three. It was me, Marco, and Daniele. We met here in London. And last year we added Joe as a second guitar. So I let the guy introduce themselves.
Wonderful. Go on. Who else?
Who's gonna next? Marco.
Yeah, I met Giovanni and Daniele 3 years ago, and we just started to do some really easygoing jam. Basically. And then we kind of, it was kind of interesting because we had many interests and many different music genres. So our backgrounds are kind of different. Giovanni is more kind of indie Arctic Monkeys vibe. I'm more kind of a grunge 90s, let's say, guy. And
he's the bass player.
And I'm the bassist. And Daniel is more like new wave, kind of 80s, and even rap, hip hop, and so our kind of different music genres were really interesting for a start, new kind of bands beginning, and that was our kind of thing,
Wonderful.
Yeah, I guess. Yeah.
Okay, who else do we have here?
Daniele, me, the drummer.
The drummer, yes.
So for me, it was like a new challenge because I never played drum before in my life. So,
Really?
Yeah, just I bought electronic drum a long time ago, and then I met them, and then I never played live before. So for me, it was like a new challenge. And we start to play for fun, jamming in the studio, and then we realized the first 3 songs. And then after that, they start to call us, and then we did the first gig.
You would never know that you had never played drums before because the songs are tight. Nice job. Good on you.
Thank you. I did a good job at the beginning.
Yeah.
I was playing a lot.
Yeah, he was playing, but not in a band, basically.
Yeah, I was not playing a band. Never played in a band, never play live, never play with other people before. So it was just something new.
Wow.
Fun. We had fun at the beginning. Now we are carrying on. Why not?
Well, let's see where it takes you. Now let's hear the newest member of the band. What's going on?
Hello there. So my name is Joe, and as Giovanni said, I started playing with the guys 1 year ago, but I've been knowing the guys for 2 years because I literally met them by accident during a gig. We were both playing the same venue, and at the time was playing with another band, and I started chatting with the guys. The whole relationship with them started more as friends.
Yeah.
Then the whole thing started, hey, what about if I start playing with you guys? We start jamming a little bit. So the whole thing started very gradually, and I started as a session player, if I can say that, because I started playing with the band more to give more embellishments with my guitar. The whole thing I was playing. Then with the time I became a real member, an actual member of the band. And as Giovanni said, I'm the second guitar player. Just don't get confused with lead guitarist, because what I do in the band, my role is that I don't play the classic guitar solos, as you might think. I'm not like a blues guitarist. What I do is that ambient guitar, so I do play with loads of delays and strange sounds. I can describe them that way. So my main influences are Rage Against the Machine, Bring Me the Horizon, 21 Pilots, all this kind of alternative rock and modern pop music. And what I do is try to bring like synthesized vibes within the band.
Very
But
cool.
with guitar, so with the pedal board, so it's more like a analogic method approach in my playing.
Yeah, it really added more colors to our live shows.
Another layer, more layers. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. More layers. Like he also can mimic with. He use a lot of pedals for the guitar, so he's able to mimic sometimes also kind of synth vibe that we use in our recording. But then live we don't have someone playing, like for example the keyboard.
Yeah.
But he's able like to get similar sound out of the guitar. So it's really interesting.
I'm like the guitarist, like the DJ guitarist of the band.
That's very cool. Tell me about your writing and recording process. Where do you record? How do you write?
Yeah. So let's say we usually start from my guitar's idea. So I can start from electric guitar or acoustic guitar. It's really easy to me come up with like guitar riffs. And once I have like a riff in my mind and I still practicing on it, I start to add like melody with my voice. And when I have something ready that is a bit, let's say, meaty, I send to the other members of the band, like Marco, I send the song, like maybe we can work on this, and they start to work on the bass. Also, Daniele starts to work on the drum. Before I've been living with the drummer for almost 2 years.
Okay.
Now we moved. When we were living together, we had also room with the electronic drum kit there and guitar and bass. We did a lot of rehearsal actually also at our old place. And but usually I start from guitar and I add vocals, and then finally we meet together and we try to continue like evolve the song.
Sure.
And try to find a structure. That's like the most difficult part, I think, because to have an idea is easy, but then to bring that idea to make a song is really another layer of work. Like, sometimes I find myself is really, oh my God, I know this riff is good, this song has potential, but it needs to be like a song, not just,
How do we put all the parts together to make it a song? Yeah. And when you write words, is it I tend to, as I'm a songwriter myself, I tend to always write about something that's going on, so that's maybe a release for me to write about things that are going on, good or bad. But where do your ideas come from?
Look, on the lyric side, this is interesting because I don't write lyrics actually. I have when I start to sing on my like guitar riffs, I go with like fake English at the moment. So I'm not even singing anything, but I have just a melody there that after a while that I sing a fake English, it gets a shape, and that's just one shape. So it doesn't change. Okay. But then I start to think about the subject I want for the song. And we had a friend in Italy, it's called Lorenzo Pedrotti, that he is really good with like English lyrics. He always loved lyrics of like big bands. He does a lot of analysis on the lyrics. And basically the way it was working so well for us was like, I was sending the song with my fake English line melody on top of it.
Yes.
And he could like keep also sometimes we discuss the subject and then he write the lyrics on top of my melody.
Yeah.
A lot of times they really match like perfectly. For the next song, so he helped us till now. And for the next song, probably we will be just ourselves working on also on the lyrics, because I feel it's like a barrier for me that I need to break. And because I have ideas, I read a lot, I have a lot to say on the words, so I need to put my words there. Sometimes I'm just afraid, so it's easier to get help from someone else, and then,
Don't be afraid. If you ever need someone to run an idea by, give me a call. I'll say, yeah, I like. Anytime, though. Your stuff is great. I've enjoyed I have 3 songs we're going to focus on today, but I've listened to the entirety, and you've released some stuff in the past too. So this isn't your debut album. You've got some stuff from in the past as well, correct?
Yeah.
So it's been fun. Let's go ahead and take a listen to Miss Routine. And I'm not sure, did you send in the video for this one, right? That'll be played as well.
I should.
I think you did because I saw it and it's very cool.
Okay.
So we're going to share that with everybody today while we play this song. Just not only your vocals and your instrumentation, but your visuals for the video. I thought it was a really great, cool thing. So with that said, we're going to listen to Miss Routine. And when we get back, we'll hear more about Gain Altitude. Here we go.
In my mind I follow you in a secret story behind a screen in this routine of quarantine. I got nothing to hide, but I don't need to lie nowadays. Night and day look the same, don't you think? Feels like we're frozen in time. Just need some time to understand for myself. These days I'm having trouble sleeping. I'm like a child in a maze. Anyways, they're quarantining you. Feels like we're frozen in time. Change my mind to go to the sea to find a part of you. Still in my mind I follow you in a secret story behind a screen in this routine of quarantine.
That was Gain Altitude with the first song we're sharing with you today called Miss Routine. Beautiful video to go with it. I really think that a video helps sell a song. I mean, here's the thing about good music. If it's good music, everybody can build their own idea about what the song means. But when you just add in a video, I come from the 90s. MTV 80s, 90s, MTV World. So that was my whole life, seeing the video. So I love that you guys have that out. Why don't some of you tell me, like, your experience within the band, how it's been with, how you get together, and do you practice? I mean, do you just file share things, or what do you do? Share file?
Yeah. I can start.
Sure, please.
So, I mean, at the moment, like nowadays, I don't struggle in this thing that much, but back in the early days, that was like quite challenging. Because when I joined the band, started playing with the guys, at the time, and still nowadays, I was playing with other bands, right? So my biggest challenge was actually to find an identity in this band, like trying to build something unique. And in fact, what I do, like, when I compose something with my guitar, as I said, it's not about like doing the classic guitar solos, like you might think, like the Guitar Hero, but it's trying to build like those embellishments that can like bring the quality of the songs up. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So what I try to do is that I think as a guitarist, but at the same time, I don't want to think as a guitarist, because my lines are like, you can hear them, but they're not like the main thing. I don't want to like be the guy that goes upon everyone, all the other instruments. So it's like trying when I write guitar lines with Gain Altitude, think, if you can say that, like I feel more like a composer, like, like a film, like a composer for films, right, for soundtracks, because you have to think my guitar is like something that stays in the background and creates like an atmosphere, like a scene, literally, for a movie. Do you know what I mean? So
I do. My dad was a musician that, and then of course I learned throughout the years, but one thing he told me that rings true to me is, it's not about who's heard the most. It's about the balance you get and the beauty of it. Each instrument in the right balance, instead of like, oh, here's a lead guitar solo, I'm gonna, or vice versa with the secondary part. It's about how they support one another and how the finished product sounds. So that's very good insight. Any other of you have anything to say about that?
Yeah.
Drummers are always quiet. They sit in the back, never get the check. No, I'm just kidding. Anyways, all right. Tell me a little bit about To the Moon. What was your thoughts when you wrote To the Moon?
So To the Moon we recorded that song during the first wave of the pandemic, and like is a kind of dreamy trip around the idea of like visiting the moon, like maybe once in a lifetime. And so we had like this idea of using, because for the video of To the Moon we use official video material from NASA, so from the first Apollo missions.
Yes.
And we were really interested, like because sometimes we think like, oh, why we don't go back there, since we did it like 6 years ago now. So we think should be time to go there. And we always been interested about the moon as a concept, something that human have touched, but just touched, and we don't know a lot more. We didn't go back. So there's a kind of mystery there, let's say.
We should see if we can do a GoFundMe and hook you up with Elon Musk or Jeff Bezos and send you all up into space.
Yeah. Like, and so like also the idea of the video was around that, and we put like it's a kind of metaphor, and it's like exploring space with that song in a way also. And I think it's a bit like kind of desert rock. It's a bit different, the sound from the other songs, and also we recorded everything like that was really on production, like from us. And like I recorded all the guitars, and we work on the drum from the drum kit. We connected to the computer, and we work on that. We have added the bass, and then we had help from other friends that they are like working in music production.
Okay.
And we like work a lot on the sound of the drums, for example, that there are a lot of reverb there. And I don't know, it gives you like this kind of desert vibe. Yeah, like if you can imagine like a space where the shuttle then were launched to go up there. So we try to, I don't know, to bring a bit of that in the song. And we have, yeah, and then the song as a, compared to our other tracks, as a kind of unique evolution that brings to like crescendo in the final.
Sure.
That people found really energetic when they gave us feedback on this tune. So we love, and we use that song to as the last song in our gigs, because I think it built up the momentum before it's done.
I have to agree with you. So with that said, let's let all of our fans and listeners take a listen to the Moon, again by Gain Altitude.
Starship winking at you. Satellite on a road I cannot drive on. One more, but that's it. So are you playing, or are you trying to be a slime from good or late to fool my mind? You'll be somewhere in the stars, back in a black hole again. Beautiful feelings I'll try, reaching heaven with my hands. I'll be sailing to the moon, 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 to the moon. Sound of whales diving into waves, a lost path and look who's back for, flying up through the universe. Is it real? Does it leave a trail? You wanna play, you wanna try to give a sign to show me better. I got a lot to do, one step aside. It won't be long before I reach the moon. Beautiful boy for detail, beautiful just like you. Whoa, oh, oh. I am sailing to the moon in my mind. I am on desire, reaching heaven with my hands wide. Should I stay here? I am ready to
Moon, written by Gain Altitude. Another fantastic song. I enjoy these all. You're in my permanent playlist. So I will be sharing that with people, many people throughout the United States, and I hope it catches on. Maybe we can even get you over here someday for tour. So that would be wonderful. And yeah, my partner and I own a studio. So if you ever want to get back to the old school 2-inch tape analog studios, we have one. They're fun. So tell me about Animal City. I want to hear about this one.
Yeah, Animal City, again, is, we always touch, like in this song, is a kind of, there's a description of the devil there. And I mean, anyone can get his interpretation on the song, but we want to bring something that describes the devil side that anyone has. So yeah, like the lyrics follow this kind of mood, and we describe like the devil as someone coming into the city that people know or they don't know the name, who is this guy, but it's something like as a shade that stays close to you.
Right.
And is more pop rock, this song, compared to Miss Routine and To the Moon.
Yes.
Is more of a gentle vibe. Also the way it sings, I think. And usually, like, we recorded at a certain BPM, but then when we played live, it's always faster. And after we played live and we listened to the original version, it's like, wow, that sounds so slow now. But
I think that's natural as a performer. We've done that too. You get that energy that you feel when you're on stage playing live, and all of a sudden you're like, this song, we're playing this real, and our drummer's going, this is really fast. But at the end of the day, I think sometimes that energy is what you need on stage, and then you do go back to the original and you're like, that's so slow. What were we thinking? But yeah.
And I actually love to write that song. I had, like, there is a part in the middle that is just instrumental, and we have like a couple of solos that they cross each other.
Yeah.
Also the bass line there is really tight, and the drum too is really enjoyable when we arrive at that point in a live show.
Yes.
Because I think it really brings up also our music skills when we play together, and we need to be tight in that moment, because if someone goes a bit out, you definitely listen it straight away. It's one of my favorite. Like I really love the guitar arpeggio at the beginning, and we try to add also some electronics. Like the intro is more electronics, and then when we play live, it's Joe that with his effects, he tried to bring that vibe of the synth.
Yeah.
We love the tune, and also we got a really amazing cover for it, like the graphic. Usually I work on the graphic of the covers, but for some of them I asked to other friends, and this is a friend of mine that lives in Spain. Gianluca is really amazing, like with Photoshop. We discussed about the concept of the cover, and he came up with this beautiful image with like human bodies with these animal faces around, but is like people living in the city. And I think it gives a good vibe to it. Yeah,
I absolutely love what you guys are doing. So with that said, let's show everybody Animal City. When we get back, we're going to finish up on a few things about what their future plans are, how to reach them, where to find them. We'll be right back after this.
Exile is like a crocodile hiding a smile, like a ghost in the night, travels incognito most of the time. Yeah, He's got more than two eyes. The gas connections in paradise, like a ghost in the night, travels around city by city. Could you tell me how you know my name when nobody knows? And tell me why I'm not the same. Is this how it goes? You wait until it shows his impeccable style. Wanna check out his social profile, like a ghost in the night, travels incognito most of the time. Yeah, catches you by surprise. When he chooses, there's no compromise. Like a ghost in the night, travels around city by city. Could you tell me how you know my name when nobody knows? And tell me why I'm not the same. Is this how it goes? You wait until it shows. Tell me how you know my name when nobody knows. And tell me why I'm not the same. Is this how it goes? You wait until it shows.
That was Animal City by Gain Altitude. You guys, this has been so much fun getting to know you. And I, again, appreciate you guys accommodating my schedule and everything. Tell me what your future plans are. What's on the horizon? Are you working on new material? Are you touring? What are your plans?
Yeah, we are releasing actually a new song is coming out in less than 2 weeks. Will be on the 24th, and it's called Candle Week. This one, and also we have already another song that it will come in 2 months time after, so probably around May. And let's say this was our first chapter. Finally, with these 2 songs out, there will be 8. Is not a complete album. Let's say we are trying to get there single by single, because we don't have like a big fan base. So at the moment, like for us, it's important to put song out there, and also like different songs, not just always the same style. We try to variate, and yeah. So at the moment, our plan is like continue like producing good stuff. We finish this chapter with these next 2 songs, and then we'd love to try also something more electronic to add in our rock.
Mm-hmm.
So that's the direction we'd like to take, we continue, like we are always open to play live shows in London. It's an amazing city, like for new bands. Like you have really a lot compare. We come from Italy, so we know the difference when we speak about original music. Because for example, in Italy, I don't want to speak bad about my country, but on this music side is just that let's say that for bands that they play covers, they have more chance to play live that bands that they have original songs.
Same in the United States. Same.
Okay. So maybe this in London is just a happy city for that, because usually if you play covers, you don't find space to play in pub. Like they always try to put first original music, and we love that, because it's amazing. Maybe we go to play in a pub there are other 2 or 3 bands, and so it's amazing that we can then listen, or they can listen to us, and it's always original material. Obviously sometimes you feel like, oh, this band really sounds like that other band, they have too much influences, but it's still original music. And sometimes you find really amazing bands that they are under the radar, so nobody know about them, and it's also nice to speculate, oh, this band will be big at some point.
Right.
Yeah,
Exactly.
and our dream is now to find also a festival to play. So because here in England there are loads, and we'd love to have a chance like to play in front of a bigger audience.
Yes.
Because we have really good feedback when we play live, and so we want to challenge. Will be a new challenge.
Well, I think that is definitely on your horizon. Definitely getting this music out, and I would love to speak with you guys after this, because I can't have everything online, but there's so many ways to get those connections. I'd love to share those with you. With that said, quickly, as we're running short on time, why don't you tell everybody your platforms? I know you're on Instagram, and where can we find your music? Yeah,
so you can find, as you said, Instagram. We use it like for all the news, the gig announcements, and new song releasing. So it's where we keep more in touch with our friends and fans in a way. And then we have our profile on Spotify, so Gain Altitude there, all of our song released. And then we use YouTube, so we have Gain Altitude Band on YouTube, and we have a lot of live videos, and also the videos of our singles that they are made by us, except for the To the Moon video that was made by the lyricist Lorenzo Pedrotti. And so between Instagram, Spotify, and YouTube is where we digitally live.
Very good. Well, I tell you what we'll do is we will share all those links with everybody at the end of this on our pages, and I'll make sure to share it all over the United States. I want to tell you guys it's my privilege to have you on the show. Thank you for finding me, looking me up, and I am very interested to hear the new release next month, so make sure to send that to me, and we can get it on our playlist, as well as your next one, the one in 2 months. I want to hear it all, because I'm very, very excited for you guys. With that said, everybody, thanks for tuning in for April 2023 Indie Music Room with Heather Kelly. And be sure to hit the subscribe button, not only on my page, but on Gain Altitude's page on YouTube. Hit that subscribe button. Don't miss anything they ever put out. Thank you, and we'll talk to you next month.
You've been listening to the Indie Music Room with Heather Kelly. Be sure to listen every Saturday and Sunday right here on FortDodgeRadio.com, and subscribe for all our past and upcoming shows. The Indie Music Room is a production of FortDodgeRadio.com.